Alright guys, May here with another quick video. Today I wanted to show you my side-by-side comparison between canning and freeze drying. I got a bunch of ground beef that was on sale the other day and I wanted to prep some of them for food storage. So I decided to do it two different ways. For my first prep, I canned some of the ground beef. If you're new to canning, you'll want to make sure to check the proper food safety procedures. I browned the ground beef and prepped it for canning as usual, and then I used my Instant Pot Max electric pressure canner to can it, following the proper elevation and pressure guidelines for my area. Once it completes the process, I usually let it sit overnight to cool down before putting it away for storage. The guidelines in the canning jars say that it can last around 18 months. I've used some of my previous canned meat from 1 year ago and haven't had any issues so far. When it is time to use the canned meat, I simply pop the jar open and dump it into the pot and create my meal for that day. My second prep was to freeze dry the ground beef. For this, I browned the ground beef first and then drain it. I also rinsed it a few times just to get as much of the excess oil out as possible. With freeze drying, it is very important to get rid of as much oil as possible because oil doesn't freeze dry well, and it reduces how long the food can last in storage because the oil becomes rancid over time. I pre-freeze the brown meat and then I placed them in the freeze-drying trays and then plopped it into the machine. Properly prepped, freeze-dried, and packaged food are said to potentially last up to 30 years, as opposed to a much shorter year or two with canned food. I personally like to prep food multiple different ways for storage. That way, there are several options to choose from in case of emergencies. If you want to test out these different food preservation methods to save up food for your family for a rainy day, be sure to check out these different appliances.